And after that, as I previously said, we have to extend homology arms to do this kind of works in Candida tropicalis. So considering those two things, we did this kind of engineering to insert heterologous gene, and in this case, we choose GFP. We choose GFP because when we efficiently insert GFP, we could figure out the phenotype changes by using just microscope. So at the right side of the slide, you can see that phenotype have efficiently changed by inserting and expressing this eGFP. The next stage, which what we want to do, was doing a CRISPR-I system. CRISPR-I system, we use a dead Cas9. Cas9, natively they are cutting DNA two strands. However, when we make a dead Cas9, we are giving a mutation. So it cannot just break two strands. It will just attach to the DNA, and we could use the transcription repressor. In this case, we use MXI1. Then we could repress some of the genes, or in other case, we could activate some of the genes. In this case, we also use this AD2 because we can figure out by phenotype changes. So we target it in the promoter site, G1, G2, G3, and G4. And we find out that at the G4 site, AD2 gene is actually repressed. So we could say that we could do CRISPR-I system in Candida tropicalis. Going to the previous one, we want to produce DCA and DDA, and we find out that we could engineer Candida tropicalis. However, we find the other strain which we can make DCA and DDA much better. So we have to move on to Candida visonati, which we can produce much higher rate of DCA and DDA. In order to do engineering in Candida visonati, we have to construct a new vector which work well in Candida visonati. So we change all of the promoter and terminator by using Gibson assembly, and we constructed new vector. And after that, we tried to do engineering. However, we had a little bit hard of time. So we have to make less NHUJ pathway. So we have to knock out KU70, AN80, and LIG4. However, when we are doing CRISPR-Cas9 system to block those kind of genes, we had a hard time. So I want to do CRISPR-Cas9 system, and I want to delete NHUJ by using CRISPR-Cas9 system, and it is not working. So I have to select the other way. So I choose to do base editing. CRISPR-Cas9 system, they are cutting two strands. However, base editing, it is just changing one base pair. So it might be much easier. So we are going to change some of the bases in the front side of the gene, and we could put this top codon. So we could mutate all of the KU70, 80, LIG4 by giving a mutation of giving us top codon. After doing this kind of thing, we could, I expect to produce lots of DCA and DDA, and we could do another work, and this is a little bit of example. We could produce beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is a very famous product currently, and many microbiomes, they are making beta-carotene, for example, E. coli, Cerevisiae aeruginosa, or like those kind of things. In this case, your question might be, if Candida visonati is really hard to engineer, and what is the advantages of using Candida visonati to produce beta-carotene? I can say that when we use Candida visonati, they could use crude glycerol very well. So we could do a food bio-upcycling process using a crude glycerol because it is very cheap. So I think this strain has a very high potential to produce this kind of beta-carotene or DCA or DDA or many other potential products. This was my research area of my presentation, and I'm thankful for my Professor Sorin Kim for always advising me very kindly. And I'm also thankful for my research laboratory members for always helping me a lot. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, a question from the floor. So you we're using these candida species over the yeast. So is there any kind of much more benefit? So when it comes to the like production wise or the scale, those kind of industrial purpose?
Thank you for a great question. I use Cerevisiae and Pichia pastoris, and I also have used Pichia pastoris, Candida tropicalis. And when I do a precursor, for example, when I grow those kind of strains for about just 24 hours, color might be really different because growth rate of Candida tropicalis is much higher than other strains. For example, I find it out that Saccharomyces cerevisiae doubling time is about 2 hours. However, when it comes to Candida tropicalis, doubling time is about like 70 minutes, so it is much higher. So we could produce much faster, and I think we could use this in an industrial system, and we could produce in a very cheaper price. Yeah.
And what about the cost wise for the media, something like that?
For a media issue, I think it might be also great because Candida tropicalis actually they are found in a like contaminated environment by oil, so it has a very stress tolerance. For example, low pH, or it can use many carbon sources. As you see, they can use glycerol, crude glycerol very well. So media might be much cheaper compared to other strains.
Okay, great job, and thank you very much for your talk.
Thank you.
Our next speaker